So now when we do crossovers, we have not only the outside foot pushing, but we also have this really awkward position where the inside foot pushes underneath. And we want to keep good alignment. We want to try to avoid what many skaters do, which is supinate as they push under. So we want the whole leg to move, to be on an angle right from the hip to the blade so that we maintain that alignment. You can practice this exercise this way if you want. It's kind of awkward. Or you can just glide in this position too, to get a feeling of that awkward position where the feet are quite crossed as part of your crossovers. Okay, so now I'm going to do some actual crossovers, and I'm going to, of course, like I always do, try not to bounce, try not to rise and fall as I do these crossovers, pushing out to the side, getting plenty of cross. Ba, 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 ba. This is not at all two-footed. This is 1 foot at a time. And of course you can see, I try to stroke and then change foot. So I straighten and then change foot. I don't put this foot down and then stroke. I stroke and then put the other foot down. So it's as one-footed as I can make it. Try not to bounce up and down. Same thing, forward or backward. If I can let the push out be well coordinated, the bending of the joints, then I can be nice and smooth when I do the crossovers without the motion of the legs being transferred into the upper body as motion or as tension either. Upper body should be very relaxed, nice and strong and tight in the core here. Everything above, nice and relaxed. Trying to avoid tension in the upper body when we do our crossovers. Not rising and falling, trying to keep good posture and relaxation. I could do whatever expressive thing I want because the upper body is independent of what's going on below. So Ryoko, do you have any more comments? Would you like to show your crossovers? Let's see how Ryoko does with these crossovers. As far as not rising and falling, she's doing very, very well. Those are pretty good crossovers, I think. Yeah.
It's very difficult to be on one foot at a time, and then if I don't pay attention, I'm on one foot longer than another foot, and then also well, this is my question. When I push, do I push like this or this?
Ah, is that a question?
Yeah.
I think in crossovers, like we use turnout and turn in, turnout more than turn in figure skating, but in many things, turnout is quite as important for style and for, you know, practical things like Mohawks and Choctaws. But in crossovers, I don't think we want any turnout. I think we want to keep the feet pretty parallel. I don't think there's any reason to turn in or out. But many skaters do turn out, particularly when they're doing back crossovers. We see skaters lift their foot up and turn it out here, and then straighten it again to put it down. We see this, but you can see that I'm pushing out in such a way. You mentioned that it's difficult to stay on one foot at a time. I push out, keeping this parallel position as I do the crossovers. And the only other thing I would add, just noticing when I watch your crossovers, is you remember when we did this basic exercise on a straight line? We're going out onto inside edges and then coming back onto flats, inside edges and flats. The whole time, when I'm on these inside edges, the upper body is vertical, and I generally recommend keeping the upper body vertical when doing crossovers as well. So in other words, leaning from the hip down, but not leaning the upper body. So upper body is not leaning into the circle this way, right? I would keep upper body leaning slightly forward, but not leaning significantly into the circle. All of the lean is from the hip down. Then I can change direction, and I don't change the lean of the upper body, right? As I change direction, because there is no lean in the upper body.